get the confirmation of, yeah, she healed you, bro. She healed you. I'm healed. I'm feeling better. I'm doing good. And I just thought that we were going to move on. I enjoyed my time here. I was ready to get here on the tour bus. I was glad that we didn't kind of jump over it. Actually, I wanted to point out that Daniel was taking a bath with soap, ass out in the back, because I know that you were feeling some type of way about Dee not having a lick of soap on her body. I said, look at Daniel, ass out in the back. Daniel! I love it. I said, okay, Cakes, I see you, Daniel, over here. But I was here for, I guess, I thought that we would have, like, I can't even like bask in this, because I thought that we would have more tonal shifts in the show. And when we're here more modern day, it would be the more campy, vampy situation. But when we went to the past, it would be more serious. And it was not. So I was a little taken aback, but not to take away from the moments on the tour bus. She said, baby, do you guys play basketball? Are you going to run in the field like Jacob and them are all over there in Twilight? Like what's really happening with that? I mean, how many hours? Like, the main thing here, are we safe? Are you going to eat us? Are you going to harm us? I like that the manager, she knows everything. She said, baby, read your contracts, read your NDAs, read everything that you ever signed for me. This is what it is. He's a vampire. He's been a vampire. I know about it. We wrangle. There's blood banks and situations like that. We don't need your blood. We have no intentions to hurt you. I love that Lestat's like, baby, did you hear the sounds last night? Didn't you hear how amazing we sound? It's like, bump all of that. It's like, well, this is some woeful ignorance. You knew. It's like, no, we didn't know. Well, what about that? You told me that was a deer. I don't know what you're talking about. I love how we go from bandmate to bandmate, and it's just kind of, yeah, that's what you're saying, but this is actually what you're thinking. I really love them getting into the book, and it's like, well, who's Armand? And it's like, don't act like, Lord, don't ask me about no goddamn Armand. Don't ask me about Armand. Don't ask me about Louis. Every single piece of black licorice, every song is not all about Louis. I had 55,000 days on this earth before I ever met Louis. About it's like I have multiple muses. I have multiple nuances to me that don't even involve that book. Like, just don't even press me. You're gonna stay put, or pretty much, or else. Like, what else are you kind of gonna do? Of course, we have our one band member who decides, yeah, I'm gonna 86 this and get the hell out of here. But be careful, because I know where you are and I know where your brother is, and I'll come get you. I was here for all of this on the tour bus. I was surprised to pan the camera over. I say, oh, Sophia, she's on the tour bus. So she's here. She's sticking around. That's when I was like, oh, she's going to be in this whole episode. Cool. Ashley, how did you feel about our tour bus fiasco?
Yeah, I don't care about these people. I do think it was fun that Daniel was like, yeah, what's your name? What's your sign? Can I see you from behind? I said, Daniel, are you laying your Mac down? Like, you just read in vamp dingling all over the US. And I said, all right, so I don't think Gabriella wants you, but it was fun. It was fine. As far as Alex, I really want to know how he's going to be pivotal. I know they didn't give him that much of a screen time for no reason. We do know that he's the most consummate musician in the band, according to Lestat, the most capable. And so, is he going to get slick out there and get bigger than his britches? Are we going to see that down the road in these remaining episodes? That's fine. I mean, this is just Lestat being Lestat. Again, give me more Lestat and Louis. Like, it was fine. Like, it was okay. Like, all right.
I just try to appreciate like the little chung, and it's campy. It's campy. I do miss Louis and Lestat's dynamic. This is just a different show. I am like bottomed out as far as why, like, oh, this is why you named it The Vampire and Lestat. This is not Interview with the Vampire anymore. I just thought since Daniel was over here technically doing rewrites and giving an interview documentary style, I was like, it's still an interview. This is still the same show, right? It is not the same show. See, what about you? Did you care about the people on the tour bus?
Not so much. I only cared so far as to how we're going to get past this scene to get to the progression of the show. And like, when are we going to see Louis? When are we going to be here, get what we came here for, right? That's how much I cared about it. I did enjoy when Lestat kind of, read them their minds and let them know, like, yeah, I hear what you're thinking. I'm the real thing. Let's get over it. We got a show to do. I did kind of enjoy that aspect of it. But that's only because, Sam Reed is a great actor, and, he's very charismatic with his character. But yeah, it's I don't care about them damn bandmates. And neither does Lestat. And honestly, the music, and I'm a rock girly, right? I love me some rock music.
Yeah.
So far, the songs ain't hitting. I did see the concert, so I know that there are a couple songs that are like, okay, I can get down with this. But the two we've heard so far, I can pass on those.
Dang, it's hard crap. Hard crap. Bringing him out because he's late, but he's here. Dumb, how are you feeling? And are you ready to get into the vampire Lestat?
Hey, better late than never. I had to make my Lestat entrance on the stage. What's going on, y'all? No, I like the show now more so than last episode because it's less acid trippy. This is more like a regular TV show. So you can call me boring, but I was more engaged. And like we was talking about last time, this got we did get the flashbacks, and so I was happy about that. But as far as like the band mates, this I didn't mind them because it's like they had the most realistic regular people reactions of like, did you kill people? Do you kill people? No. Do you kill people? Like that was so I was fine with it. I think because this show this season was like what 6-7 episodes. 7. So I'm the with this episode the concern I had was what are we doing? Like what's the arc of this show? Because I want us to go ahead and get into it. And it feels like we split in a little bit of time because we still got Louis and it seems like we got a subplot. And I was like, I don't know if we got time for a Louis subplot. Either X him from the show and let's do a Lestat show or bring him into the fold and let's do Louis Lestat. I need you to pick one. But I don't know what, and so that was the only thing. But the actual episode they gave me, that was fine. I need not see one more man butt. This is it's 2 episodes, 2 man butts. I'm man butted out. And it still ain't no soap, ain't no loofah, ain't no washcloth.
Daniel had soap. Daniel has soap.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on the screen.
And
At least it was soap. Thank you so much for the super chat. The music from Queen of the Damned was better. Well, baby, that's corn.
I agree.
That's Jonathan Davis. That's new metal. I mean, that's prime. That's prime. I think that's naturally going to be better, especially to us millennials. We're going to go over there with some new metal. Absolutely. But I just do like the idea of you don't know who all my muses are. You Black Licorice. So that's not about giving Louis some head top. I said,
right.
I said, no, absolutely not. I he said, you don't know my life. But leaving this here, I say, I don't care about them band members. We got over here. I have been waiting since season 1 into the vampire to finally get into Lestat's backstory. And I was taken out immediately. It was so unserious. I was like, no. No, like I was like, is this I think I told Ashley it's Night of the Seven Kingdoms, like comedy type of like, it felt like a stage play. It felt like theater. I said, I didn't want this. This took me right back to the moment where Paul simply asked about his family, his mother, his backstory in season 1, and Lestat just blew up. And Louis said, "Oh, don't do that here. Don't do that with my family. Don't do that here." Like, it's a very sensitive subject and topic. And even if you aren't familiar with the books, you know about what he may have endured here for, lack of better things. Like, it's really, really awful here. And I think they tried to project it as much as they could, but it was like almost, I was like, is there going to be a fart gag, a laugh track? Because it was so, I wasn't expecting it to be this way. I wasn't. We got the idea of course, like he's targeted. He's the youngest. He's picked on. He's considered vulnerable because he stutters. And in his mind, Gabrielle is the one and true savior just because she doesn't treat him like mud when she's just as disturbing and disgusting as hell. I was like, but it was so like... I'm like, y'all had enough time in this flashback to do more than just stay in this one room, but okay. Yeah. Her, and it's like, oh, I'm just an intellectual that don't have many avenues, and there's just such a strong disdain and discontent for this husband and these kids. But it's like she doesn't see any of them as children or anything. She said, these are spawns from my wound, and you're all just men. You, however, happen to be a man that isn't following maybe in the tracks of your father that I could potentially manipulate. Like, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. But poor Lestat, he's just so enthralled with her to not even notice. She's just the one bright spot here in this dingy, gloomy. What did he say? I think he said that they were on just like the outskirts, like the family, the fortune, everything is just like foiling at this point. Everything's just down, and we're just expected to kind of go down with the ship. You don't protest, you don't fall out of line, you do the hunting, the farming, the whatever that we do in the lineage, and you go on and live your miserable life with your miserable wife. Why do you get to go and try to go to the monastery with the Pope and the monks and do all of this? Like, you're potentially the next Messiah? Really? You? The one with the stutter? Yeah, I don't think so. And even all the way down to the theatrical ambitions is very much because you gay. I'm gonna give you these Skittles, give you this thing with a rainbow on it. Why? Because you gay. It's like, yeah, you're showing qualities not of a man. Meanwhile, we're wanting to project things off to Lestat that we haven't accomplished, and real battles are fought in war. And it's like, yeah, what have you ever done? But he just sees her as the bright spot that's sticking up for him, and it's just gross. By the time he tells him to straddle him, break his legs, harm him, and she's just sitting there and he's fighting for his life. But he's like, oh, my beautiful Gabrielle, my mom. And I think he said it was hard at her demeanor. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I would have gotten into this way more if I felt the gravity of it. They got the message across, but it was just too comedic for it to really stick to me. Ashley?
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, especially when we get older, welcome to Derry Sheriff. Later, I'm like, oh, okay, he's King Viserys. Like, he's falling apart. He's rotting at the end. I was like, what are we doing over here? So as far as this, and this is my point, because I saw a lot of you guys in the chat say we needed that. We need all this sexual stuff between him and Gabriella. And again, I think you can get a piece of that, but I think what's more telling is the dynamic that was happening here. I think if we had seen a younger Gabriella forced into this marriage with this older man and the things that she had kind of gone through, I think that would have made a more resonant point, at least for me, in terms of the dynamic that was going on here. Like, we get the sexualness of it. We give that she was the only somebody that kind of, would maybe pee on him a little bit if he was on fire, but then not even that. It was very much like, well, just don't bleed all over my table, y'all. Like,
don't bleed on my book.
Back to my book. Like, he's fine. It's cute or whatever. Like, whatever. We get that he was the outcast. We understand that. I would have been more interested to see him actually at monastery. I really want to know where his breaking came from with the faith. Like we were talking about earlier, Tyra, with his faith, with Jesus, with God, with all of that, and how he became so broken even outside of this. I think they're just really leaning into the salaciousness, and I'm more into the story of it. And I feel it's because that's the way I've been conditioned after watching the first 2 seasons. It's been very intentional. It's been very, just go on this journey with us. We're going to take you here. I get this is a completely new show. I get this is about Lestat, but I think you major in what you've been good at before, and that has been storytelling historically. And so I think I just wanted more of that over here. Again, we get Gabriella's repressed, honey. We get she ain't want no kids. We get she told that lady to cut her up so she couldn't have no more. We get it. We get the husband and the father. You're out at this hotel, motel, Holiday Inn getting booty cat. You're going to be a husband. You're going to have a wife. You're going to be married. You're going to do all of these things. And like, I just feel like there was more potential here than what we got. And so for that reason, I was a little bit disappointed. I thought we were going to go deeper.
Well, actually, did the cabbage didn't do anything to you?
No.
Cabbage.
They lean over this air of superiority, right? Like, that's the thing. We're smarter than the rest of these people. But at the end of the day, Lestat, she still ain't going to save you. She still ain't going to save you.
Not at all. See?
I want to know who cast this gentleman as the teenage Lestat, because he don't look nothing like they could have done better than that. But also, to speak of the casting of the family, I did kind of like how the one brother, he was kind of giving Queen of the Damned Lestat in the face from the movie, the dark-headed brother. I said, oh, he kind of looked like the dude from that movie. But as far as this scene goes with the family, the flashback, I wish that it was. I feel like we could have taken some of the scenes, the modern day scenes from Gabriella, and added a little bit more oomph to these flashbacks. Particularly, there's a scene later where her and Lestat are like at a fountain or somewhere in the city, and I feel like that could have been cut so we could have got more meat and potatoes from the flashback. I wish that they would have shown more of the sensitivity of Lestat, because in the book he was more conflicted about his family than what they shown here thus far. There are other episodes. And it was some of the things that he did, he wouldn't have done at that period of his life while he was, even just turned. So they're clearly taking like an excerpt from the book, which is fine in most cases. I don't mind them, going in a new creative direction. But I only don't mind it when it's done well. And this so far to me has not been done to the standard of the first 2 seasons. But here we are.
No, and unfortunately, we're not going back here. They're not going to give us any more history. I'm sure everything else will be Magnus and whatever else moving forward, or Nikki. We're not going back here to this moment. So this is all we were going to get. And this is more so a vehicle for Gabriella than it is Lestat, when I really thought that we were going to the monastery. I wanted to see him studying and see how he got really, because the way that the monk, he's a seer, he's a visionary, he possesses, certain, and then we jump and it's, you can't be acting on stage in theater. Like, well, what happened to them? We just gonna leave there? I wanted to stay there for a little bit. We did not need them sitting by the waterfall. Dumb.
This was almost like an afterthought. This is like, we forgot to shoot the flashback scenes, so let's bias down and say, why was all the flashback scenes, 90% of them were at this dinner table? Like, did y'all run out of budget? Did y'all spend that much on the kasha later on that y'all didn't have anything for this? And it was weird to me because, like you guys were saying, that we could have cut some other mother-son scenes that didn't do anything, or you could have blended them in a little bit better, in my opinion, because we just skip. Like, I get why we skipped over him being made, because that's gonna come later. That's somebody else's point of view, or that's when we focus on the other character, his maker. But the way we rushed past him turning his mom, the way that's just montage was kind of surprising to me. And it was like, if we could have blended that with them going on a hunt in modern day together, and then splice that in with him turning her for the first time and have that dynamic, that would have been great. And to me, we at least spend time on one thing. If they would have breezed through his upbringing to really hone in on the mother-son relationship, I would have bought that. But we didn't even do that. We just kind of hop skipped over everything. And I don't believe this relationship. I believe that y'all were chatty, gossipy friends with this cabbage joke. The cabbage joke was funny to me. Because I got a superiority complex too, and me and my mom be sitting around other people thinking we better than all of y'all too. So I was fine with that part, because I was like, yeah, if we were white in the Middle Ages, that'd probably be me and my mom. Like, these dummies. But other than that, I was like, these are just two people. And then you breeze past him being at the monastery. All right, cool. You breeze past him being William Shakespeare. All right, cool. Then you want me to believe that this scholar and theater actor took down 8 wolves without any, like, he just, because he was mad, like he was that repressed that he took down 8 wolves with 2 pistols that you can't reload. Like, I don't, and it don't show me. I was thoroughly disappointed in, because we were out last time. I was excited because I just knew this was going to be the flashback episode, and I was like, we're gonna get mostly flashback, and this is gonna be real deep into the Lestat, and we're gonna get his foundation. I don't know any more about Lestat than I did last episode. I'm like, hey, it's okay. I know a lot about Sophia, like you said. This was Sophia's origin story. And how did they cast the same actress? This the same lady. She aged at one day. All right, over the decades, she looked the same. All right, cool. All right.
And the hair bothered me too, because like in the books and even in the film, they make it clear, like, once you're a vampire, you can't cut your hair.
Yes, I was thinking about that. I was like,
yeah.
what?
What the bust down? She had a whole bust down originally, and
Now
now she got a
Now she
bob.
bobbing.
Right.
I
Wow.
swear, see, I was like, did I just remember that from the movie Into the Vampire where
No,
Claudia was
that
trying to
was
cut
in the
her hair
book
and it just went
too.
right back? Is that me? Is it why?
Well, I wonder, is that in the show though? And I only asked if they left it out in the show because of Louis, because it ain't that many black people in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And so the way Louis keep a temp in modern day, but you know what I mean? But he wasn't fading it out when he was a pimp. So I just, he got to be able to get a shape up. So if they took it out so Louis could get a shape up, I can let that go.
Louis had a whole mini afro in the 70s. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
I don't know. I know that as far as like the father, like this whole abusive tyrant, we can with his spawns of Satan, literally. I don't like how we framed, and I don't know if we're just supposed to get into it because that's how Lestat sees her. I wanted to see her like shaping him from the beginning because this is a predator, and it's just like, oh, it's just mom like being the kind one. Oh, she's the one who's championing, what I'm trying to do, or she supports me. She may not lend a helping hand when I'm being physically tormented or whatever else is happening that we don't get to see beyond this dinner table, but at least she supports me. And it's just like, oh, just on one cruel different day when he was in his 30s, she was like, it was a man in the mountains. I was like, girl, you've been a weirdo. And I felt like we needed to shed some light on that, and we didn't, because at this point it's framed as, well, once he got older and they were transformed, then that was at the point that she was predatory. No, you've been gross. You've been gross, heifer. Thank you so much, Dane, for the super chat. What up, peoples? Dane. My damn bootleg site didn't drop episode 2. Every single time, Dane, you come here every single time. If it ain't dropped by now, okay, this episode was how many days ago? You need a better site. You need a better site, Buki. I don't think we shed enough light on her shaping him to be who he is now, to even stutter in her present current day, a million years removed. The abuse from the father, is to be expected, or even, the brothers, but she's the one. And it's like, no, she's the suppressed intellectual. Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Suppressed intellectual, and in this days of women's not being able to really talk about, she said, I asked the question, me, the woman. Okay, whatever. Now this is where I want to be. This is where we're supposed to be. Way out and around. This is where we are supposed to be. I said, baby. Now, the manager has made it clear, baby, Thomas Pitt in there wants you to roll up. He feels like, the damages to the motel, hotel, Holiday Inn, and then some. We need to have a sit down in a meeting about you accommodating all of this wear and tear on the property. It's like, oh, do I have to sleep with him? Like, yeah.
Yes.
Lo and behold, we already knew we got in here, and Mr. Moneybags is Louis, because Louis owns 51% of this company. Oh, Louis owns everything. Louis has took his money and he has done well with it. I love the pettiness here. Louis get on my goddamn nerves. Like, first of all, Louis, you're gonna stop with the cloud, okay? I'm not gonna buy you in this. I didn't know about the cloud. It went to the cloud. We're still hanging on to that. It kills me how no time has moved for them. It's literally no time passed. We're still here arguing about, well, I'm not the one who got on a boat and came all the way down to be a part of our bunch. Like, how many years ago was that? Like, it's frozen in time. And Louis is like, let me just go and pop my collar. Like, Boogie, if you wanted to see me, that's all you had to say. Like, all this cries for help. I mean, if it's going to help you to sit here and talk about Armand, I'll do that for you because I'm evolved. I'm okay now. It's like, first of all, if this is not a cry for help, I didn't request this. Did you not request this meeting? Did you not? You're over there with Daniel. You're doing your little document. You're doing your little rewrites. You got Fareed over there. I mean, come on. Don't you want to see me? It's like, yeah, I did not. He's so mad. Lestat is sitting here so hurt. He's so hurt. All the French jumped out and said, oh, you were down there with Armand, with his unoriginal ass. You could have had Santiago. You was over there with Armand. Basic beige pillow ass Armand.
Yeah.
Tracing names on backs and letters, pretending not to know the answers. I bet you get on my damn nerves. It's just like, First of all, Moses Sumney looked really good in the scene. If y'all want to know who that little chocolate man over there is next to Louis, it's Moses Sumney. Go listen to his music. He is brilliant. I loved every moment of it. But yeah, this is my manager. Yeah, this is my manager too. Are you sleeping with her? Are you sleeping with him? Absolutely. This is our show. I'm like, why would we ever want to center more of anything else? This is who we came for. I am all for this being Lestat's narrative, his side. But if it's not Louis and Lestat, I don't think we want it. Yeah. I don't think we want as much of Gabriella. Now, if it's, history and us getting into the bones of Lestat, fine. But I would rather spend time here than with them any day. This was the best part of the episode because it felt familiar. It was consistent with what we know about them. And it's like you queens are just as petty as you were 100 years ago. And it's sad. It's sad. It's like, if we don't, I'm just like, come on, like, when we get naked? When y'all getting naked? When are y'all getting naked? When are we going to hump our frustrations out and forgive and move on? Because us holding on who did what to who and who came down for Claudia and me and who said what in what book, hurt people are hurting people. I really want Louis to admit, like, yeah, I wanted that book out. I said what I said, and I wanted to hurt you because I felt like you hurt me, and the same thing, vice versa. So we can go over and fly and get naked. Hurry up! We don't have that many episodes. John.
This was the best part of the episode, by far, clearing the bump. But I will say, also it's irritating because yes, this is a new show. It's sad, but it's also a continuation. It's a continuation of the last time we saw these characters. And the last time we saw these characters, they was hugging in an old abandoned house in New Orleans, and then the book came out, and I need to see the continuation of that. I need to see those characters and how they react to that and that arc after that. So this is still a sequel series, and so I'm all for it being the Lestat show. But just like Interview with the Vampire had Lestat in it, it was just Louis' point of view. I need it still to be the Louis and Lestat show, and just do it from Lestat's point of view. And like you said, the flashbacks. If the flashbacks was the the Lestat and Gabriella show, I'm all for that. I'm all for it. If you want to do every flashback like old school Arrow, where Arrow had the main plot line in the modern day, and then we got the 5 year ago plot line, and they just run concurrently. That's when Arrow was the greatest show on TV, and you could do that here, and I would be all for it. And then you can even have parallels between Lestat and Gabriella's relationship and Louis' relationship, and we all eating, and it's all great. And I can be disgusted with one sex scene and be disgusted with another sex scene, and then we all discuss it together. And so it is great. This was just a tease at this point, because I know we finna go another episode and a half, another half episode before they get another scene together. And so I was upset, but also entertained because this was great. This was the pettiness that I came for. Louis, me and Louis, the way Louis was like, "Are you too?" Yes, yes. He's emotionally unavailable. This is what I need. Do something about it. How bad do you want me? Reach across the table. Reach across the table if you bad. Louis cold. And I like Louis, even though he a little girl on the inside. He petty with it. I rock with him.
It was the merch for me. It was like, yeah, so I can give you these, since we want to be petty, I can give you these little tickets so you can bring a little hot ass to the show. Well, actually, he's not a fan of your music, but I'll come. He's like, I don't like your music, but I do like your merch. That's why we own 40%, 45. Oh no, we own 45%. I say that is so petty, Louis. See?
Look, this might be blasphemous given that I'm a bona fide member of his legal team, right? Louis, right? But I can admit, when Louis is petty, he is a petty queen, man. He's definitely more petty and vindictive than Lestat. I'll give y'all that. He's more petty and vindictive. Lestat is very reactionary. He's our, manic depressive bipolar queen, but Louis is calculated with his vengefulness, right? And for him to spend who knows how many decades collecting this money. And I noticed that from episode 1 that he had all these millions to bet on this auction. I said, okay, long pocket Louis, where'd you get all this money from? And it's because he's this entrepreneur and he's like kind of fired by this need to be petty towards Lestat and like kind of egg at him, right? And that's just part of his character. That's part of their little, toxic thing. That's how they, this is their foreplay. And I love that for them. But this was, again, my favorite scene. I think this show really shines with these two actors together. I did like the little Easter egg of him being Thomas Pitt, aka, played by Brad Pitt, Louis, and all of that. I thought that was cool. And I love seeing Lestat lose it. Like as soon as he becomes like even just a little bit manic, I think it's so hilarious. So maybe I too am just as petty as Louis, because I love the reaction. I love seeing the reaction. I love Lestat.
I loved it. I love my boo, but he be pressed. He be trying not to be unbothered. He bothered as hell. Lestat. Ashley.
For me, it was like, the owner of the hotel from last week wants to meet. Do I have to F him? Yes, you do. And then to come here and see Mr. Pitt. Of course. I loved every bit of this. Again, we know who, like, y'all forgot who Louis was. I know who Louis is and was. That's pimp. You hear me? That it's not on him. It's in him. So for him to sit here and talk about, I feel like it was a cry for help. I think you're battling with your mental health. And we want to get help for that. And over here, Lestat is seething and playing into all of it. And it really just kind of makes you rethink everything we've seen up to this point in the dynamic between Lestat and Louis. Because from Louis' perspective, this whole time, it's been very much, no, Lestat was so controlling and he was just obsessed with me and all of these things. And now it's like, oh no, you were petty as hell this whole time, Louis, and you are a liar and you are selfish, as we get into that later. I love the dynamic. This just, again, it brings back all the feels, because that chemistry don't go away. Every time they're in the same room, it's like electric, whether they're in love, whether they're mad at each other, whether they're fighting. I loved everything about this. I love seeing the jealousy on Lestat's face. I love Louis bringing up black licorice and like, I know that song was about me. And Lestat basically being like, you're so vain. Like you like, I loved every single bit of this. Even Lemuel, I was like, okay, where are we gonna see more of you at? Because yes, I'm effing him. And I fear, Lestat, you want to as well. You can't just look at all that moisturizedness across the table and not feel a piece of it. I love how we're coming after this album at every point, and Lestat's just like, well, damn it, whatever. Just as I walk out. And then, of course, when we get to the performance, I love the performance. But this was everything I needed. This is where I need us to stay. We don't have to be in the same room all the time. It doesn't have to be mediation. It doesn't be working out, I own you. Yeah, I own 45% of you, Lestat. But I just need them to orbit in the same universe. I really need that so bad. Otherwise, I fear I'm losing my investment. Like, this is what I need. This is what I came for. This is what I bought the tickets for, Tyra.
I just love their eternal arguments. It's like, well, Armand, I bet. I bet. Well, you're the one who sailed across. He said, you no longer companion enough for yourself. Like, they remember every single moment, every single fight through the years to come up here and bring it up again. Thank you for the super chat. Lestat played his fake piano. Louis Stat bands. Yeah, he did. He had a little cute coin. He had a very cute coin. Like, dang, Louis, how much do you own? Too much. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Let's see here. Drew. Let me see. Is it going? There it goes. They could have had an 8-episode season and given us a proper flashback episode. As a book reader, they were important character moments. There definitely were, and I can tell. And maybe I ain't seen that book. I ain't seen the book, and I just know you can tell when something. I don't like what they're choosing to prioritize. At least in the backstory. Not to me. Like all right. Y'all say we need to Gabrielle if you say so.
7 episodes is ridiculous, though. Who will approve that?
We had those 7 episodes. Was it the first? Is the first season we had 7 episodes? Like, I didn't know that was a thing. Is it 7 and 8? Are we on some type of system?
Yeah,
super chat. For me, this was mostly about what she can give versus what Lestat needs. She a buddy or a bedmate, nothing more, and doesn't want to be or won't be. I mean, he thinks she's something more. Like I think she sets the standard for whatever this is, but Child, don't get me to talking about their dynamic. Like, I just really think it's so gross. I really do. Oh man, let's see. When do we see Akasha? I don't know, Swank man. We gonna have to wait. I told you y'all got meanings. He mentioned her in the episode, like, let's before we get into how my enchanted musical capabilities awoken, the Akasha. Let's spend some time here with her. I was like, I don't want to spend time with
He loved name dropping Akasha too, just so you know.
Yeah.
He's got the blood of Akasha.
He in the middle of the damn tour bus with the bandmates.
I have the blood of Akasha in me.
I have the blood of Akasha.
He don't never let it slide.
It'll be dry and silent. I have the blood of Akasha in me. I really hope that sustains you in the way that you think it does.
Right.
Lord.
We get it. Lestat.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Please always be a Lestat defended. Dirty draws and all. I'm going to defend him. I love Lestat. I'm going to defend Lestat every time. Let's see, the fake nonchalantness was hilarious. And Louis said, have fun on tour. And I own you, Buki. That was so petty. Like, but you're acting like oh, you called for me. Y'all calling for each other. If y'all don't hurry up and get to the gig, we don't have it long. Let's see, then Lestat floating on him singing was hilarious. Like stunt queens. They're all just very, very stunt worthy. Like, it's exhausting, but hopefully we pick it up in the next episodes. You guys are super chatting real, real good. Let me give you a moment to hit that like button, and we are gonna come right back. Sip some water, y'all.
Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real. That's my nigga for real. You baby. It's okay, girl. 'Cause I'ma be alright tonight. You don't have to go after the night. It's okay, girl. Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real. That's my nigga for real. Situation will arise in our lives, but you gotta be smart about it. Celebrations with the guy I sacrificed for you. You could not sleep without it. While I love you. You are my girl. You see, but you're so steady, baby. So cheap, girl.
The way they want each other to call each other so bad, the lies. The lies, because you don't have to call, but I really low-key want you to call me though. Are you gonna call me like you said you would? Is this really your real phone number? Like, the way they love each other, it's just, I just want them to get to the gig because we only have 5 minutes. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lydia. Let's see. I was so happy to see Moses. Me too. Like, I'm just hoping that every little role that Moses gets draws more attention to his music because I think he's phenomenal. Let's see. He was reassured in the Idol. He was. As sad as the Idol was, I was even happy to see him over there. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. So we have here as a vampire. Hold on. Let me put on this.
Lestat in the audience.
Let's see. As a vampire, having anyone around who remembers you when you were human is invaluable. I know, and I would love to get more into those type of dynamics. We're spending so much time on the sexual tension and them gazing into each other's eyes. Like, and I don't think it helps that they never had a mother-son dynamic. I think she's been a predator from the beginning because she only sees them as, oh, this is this man. This human, this vessel for whatever maybe my agenda was. I felt like she saw that in Lestat as well as like a part of her rebellion. And I'm going to be the anti, and he's over here, but I'm still not protecting him, and I'm still actively being predatory towards him. But that's not what Lestat sees. He sees the most beautiful woman in the world who's the savior. If we could get into that, or even just lean into people knowing each other, and before, it would help. But I felt like we was come hither the whole episode. Let's see. Thank you for the super chat. Moses was so cool in his little cameo. He was wasted in the Idol. He was. So hopefully Moses gets more shine. If not, I'm still gonna listen to the music. I'm still gonna listen to his music. And let's get over here with the most beautiful love song in the world. I said, Lestat, please. All of the flexing, because of course we're gonna go to the show. Of course, I'm going to use my ticket and sit right smack dab in the middle so you can see me. Oh, it's also romantic. of course, Daniel is down in the corner giving "Forgive Me" puppy eyes. Like, shut up, Daniel. He's like, you want to duel it out in the parking lot later? Like, what you want me to do? The book is out. That's that. I just love how it's like partial infatuation, because I think Daniel trying to hit everything that moves. He's like, you're a vampire, I'm a vampire. You're a little bit of a senior. I'm a senior girl. What you doing later? But actually, I'm really intrigued to know who the hell you are. And adjacent to a stat, like, put the camera on her. He said, lean on up there to the green-eyed beauty, then bring it on down to this gray woman. But Lestat gonna show you them powers, Buki. I'm gonna show you what I can do. We're gonna freeze this entire room. We're gonna freeze. Remember, like I froze that entire room, the audience, that last time when I saved your ass. Remember? I did. It was me. It wasn't Armand. It was me. And I'm gonna float on up here with the revised rewrites, the edits, and the margin of the book, and smack you with it. This could have been the most beautiful love song in the world. This could have been the most beautiful story in the world, but you ruined it. You know why? Because you put this ish in this book. I need you to read it and remember. Like, it was raining. It was raining that day. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was beautifully shot. This was a good time. I could just be all immersed just because it's the two men that we love, but I thought it was good. And I'm enjoying all of Lestat's performances. Could the music maybe be have a little bit more depth? I think it doesn't have any depth on purpose, but just Sam Reed, the performer, is just very intoxicating. And I want to go to a show so he can float above me. Ashley, how did you feel about this scene?
This was everything. This is everything I've been waiting for and needing, and also gives us a glimpse into Daniel's mind, because if Daniel wasn't anything before as a human, especially as an elder human, he was very astute and he paid attention. So I like that he's calling out to his videographer in the audience, no, focus on her, right? And then let's pan up to Louis. Let's see how this is all going to play out. He's going to clock Sophia's tea before anybody else does, and I'm waiting for that revelation, like, oh, you're his mama, and y'all. Oh, okay. I can't wait for whatever that's going to look like. I actually liked Why Do I Have to Feel? I actually liked it. I enjoyed this. I said, okay, where are we going? Where are we going, Lestat? Where are we going? Let's freeze time. Let me get in your face. Let me look at Louis, very well lit, just looking like a caramel bronzed king up there, with his shirt unbuttoned a little bit, just a little bit. I was like, all right, I see what we're doing here. And then to have the book thrown in his face, highlighted like the damn Bible, with all of the errors. And also seeing the look in Louis' face after, like, damn it, I know I was wrong as hell. Like, I feel like I got a look of knowing in that moment, and of kind of acceptance and like acknowledgement. Yeah, Lestat, I did this to you, and I lightweight did it on purpose. I think he even sees kind of the hurt in Lestat in this moment, because I wanted to write the prettiest song in the world for you, but I got distracted. Louis, and it's all your fault. I loved this. Again, the chemistry, even without words, it connects. It does something to me. Love this scene. This was, again, this between the mediation and this performance, these were my favorite moments in the episode this week. Loved it.
See, your boy messed this up. We could have been in love, okay? We could have been walking through parks. We could have been evolved and a real couple by now. But you had to write that little funky ass book. Why? See?
Because let's keep in mind when the interview was taking place with my client, right? This was after, as far as he knew, Lestat tried to kill him at the Vampire Theater and successfully kill Claudia. So him, telling his truth to Daniel, that ain't his fault. He didn't find out until after Daniel done took the whole interview that Armand was the one who, masterminded the whole situation in season 2. So, him not knowing about the cloud, maybe that's a lie, maybe it's not, who knows, right?
Bold-faced lie.
But at the end of the day, he's still here for Lestat. They're still in each other's lives. They had that embrace at the end of season 2 where they forgave each other. And if you're going to forgive, we're going to forgive. We forgiven, right? I thought all was forgiven. I forgive you for not saving Claudia when it was, within your power, Mr. I got the blood of Akasha in me. and you forgive me for spilling the tea to our history, bars. But that's what it should have been. I did like that we get to see how, or at least Louis gets to see, because I know this was a payoff for him. He gets to see how obsessed Lestat is about him, because not only did you write this full album to respond to me, but you holding the book, my book, in your back pocket for who knows how long. Every show, just this show, who knows? But I know, even though he knew he was a little bit wrong, he felt a little bit, a little vindicated, like, oh yeah, I know how you
There's
feel.
been multiple muses over, years.
None compare.
We don't know. We ain't met darling Nikki yet. We ain't spent enough time with him to know how deep those roots go. I loved how we had to sit there and bask in, his greatness. Like, you know what? He was like a proud mom up there. This is where baby should have been all along. Look at him performing on stage. So this is where he's supposed to be. I had a good time with it.
Mhm.
Dumb. Can't hear nothing, dumb. What happened? You muted, dumb? Wait a minute. Is it me? Is it moi? It probably is me because you was over there moving furniture. There you go, dumb.
My bad. Now, see, you gonna tell me that the man who owns half of Detroit don't know about the cloud? All right, cool.
Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Who knows?
Yeah, okay, reasonable doubt. All right. No, this was, as much as I'm not the target audience for Lestat's music and this genre of music, this was probably the best song to this point. I like the piano song he sings later on the best, but this was the best song up until this point in the show, and this was the best performed, and this was to me the most reflective of how he actually feels, in the sense of like the flowing, the glowing, the look that he had. He gonna put on his best show when Bay is in the front row. And so when his boo thing is there, he gonna pull out all the stops. And to me, the emotional beat of him dropping the book on Louis' lap, because Louis looks at it and it's like, yeah, I went line by line. I'm not just mad at the book in concept. I read the book, I went line by line, and I'm highlighting, I'm notating. Like, I spent time with this. This is the depths of how much you hurt me. I think that just from the drop of the book, the look that they shared, and him opening the book to see it, I think all of that was communicated without having to say a word. That's just cinematic. That's just great storytelling, and that's what I show up for. That's the type of stuff that I like. And Daniel Malloy continues to be my favorite character because he see through all the BS, and he like, it's something about this lady that's important to the plot. And he like keep eye on this lady because the plot moves with her. And so, but then he moves up like, that's the story. Louis is the story. And so Daniel's able to look back and see all the pieces and put together a really good story because he's a good journalist. That's why he's my favorite character. Yeah, but the song was cool. I know y'all like the song. I know y'all love for the song. This was cool. I'm gonna push skip when it's on my title.
Dang.
But
I'm gonna push
but that don't mean it's a bad song. It's a good song, and he performed the hell out that song.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb, are you a rock fan at all? Like, are you more so that's just not your bag?
I'm not a fan as far as like I'm not listening to nobody's deep cuts. Like I'm all radio hits. I'm all singles. I'm like Green Day, the singles, the even like the Rolling Stones, the songs that everybody knows, the songs that I like. I'm not listening to track 5 on nobody's album.
Okay.
Just check it down. Thank you so much for the super chat. Season 3, baby. Yeah, we're here. Season 3 better pop a little bit more. I need y'all have 7 episodes, unfortunately. Thank you for the super chat. Gabrielle engaged in smacks with her kid is the ultimate rebellion against their relationship as mother and child. Something she likely never wanted. Chill. I mean, if you say anybody want to share anything on that?
That's a good answer.
Completely ignoring him and abandoning him would be like the ultimate "I never wanted a child" kind of flex. You sleeping with him is uncalled for.
That's boring. We need excitement. That's boring. We need excitement.
I mean, she's been a predator pre-turn, so like she was already that. And I mean, I can see that in theory. It still is like, what's the point of leaning into that? Like, we understand it. Like, we get that. We get that point of it. Like, I get it. She was rebelling against everything that repressed her. She wanted to be opposite of everything that she was in her former life. now that she's embraced her vampirism. But like we get it. She's detached, she's apathetic, she's using him as much as she possibly can. She comes in at, when he most needs her so that she can get something out of him. This is all for her purposes. Like, I think as an audience, we get it. What I don't want to see is them hunching or him talking about being inside of her caverns. I don't want to talk about it.
And then why steal after 200 something years of this freedom that you wanted so bad as a human? You've had it for 200 something years. Why are we still having those same stunted emotions? And why are we still sleeping with the child if the whole point of it was to be a rebellion against your suppression? You're free. And you're powerful.
Why are we giving her all of this leadway? Just like I said, as much as I was looking forward to Daniel the journalist now that he's a vampire, because a lot of being a vampire is intensifying who and what you already were before you turn. And she's a predator. So as far as I'm concerned, she's a super predator now. Okay? It's even more intensified more than it was before. Let's get over here. Let's get over here. He said, you mad? Dave said, you mad at me? Are you going to forgive me? Are you going to hold this against me forever? Did you read my book? What did you think about my book? I was like, are they really going to take Daniel out this season? Daniel's extremely comfortable. Like, it's very cavalier, even in the way that I said, you want to get over here and be all vulnerable, right, Louis? It just took for Lestat to come smack you with them biblical, worn-ass pages for you to be like... Daniel said, oh my God, like he really didn't like when you said the thing about the train car and Claudia. She's like, we were half past, growth and being happy. And you just had to go and release that book. So, when are you going to say what you did, Louis? When are you going to say what you did? I liked the book, but I didn't like who I was. It was me? A liar? Selfish? I saw it, I don't see those qualities in myself. Like, it's a hard read, but good book. But we could have been half past forever and just love if it wasn't for you releasing that book against my will. Like, are you not going to say what you did, Louis? Like, the cloud. Okay, we want to just blame this on the cloud. Fine, Louis. you participated in this, so you really don't have the right to be just mad at it because you and the Talamasca. He's like, myself and Lestat, we just could have been just white picket fences by now if it wasn't for that. And he's like, it hurt him. Like, I have to swallow that you hurt. Like, the two of you, it hurt him, the whole entire situation. But getting over here, he says he saw Claudia. Mm-hmm. Not like I felt Claudia. I saw a vision of Claudia in the past. No, I saw Claudia actively in some New York streets in a diner. I followed her all the way, watched the girl up for working, but it was Claudia, but an aged Claudia. Someone who looked like her if she grew and she talked different. She looked different, but it felt like it was her. And I just don't know what to do with myself. So, baby, you are hunted. I instantly, baby, Claudia said, all of you, you up there, take that hat off, all your faces. I'm going to hunt all of you down for the rest of your days. And you are being hunted, rightfully so, because I will never get the image out of my head of him dragging her on that floor, begging for her to be turned. I can't wait. I was hoping that we would see glimpses, if not just visually seeing Claudia, then just like in essence, whether it's acknowledgement from Lestat or Louis, like there's a presence here. But we haven't really just gotten that yet. I'm hoping that we get into Claudia really soon. But it's like, I really don't know what to do with that. Is it like, what am I trying to say? Like some type of reincarnation or some lineage of a Claudia? Or are you just that tormented that you're seeing some random person and you just think it's Claudia? And then you have Daniel over there. He's like, that ever happened with you and Lestat as your maker? I just feel. I say, baby, if y'all don't think Armand is listening and looking at your conversation right now, he's never far. Mm-hmm. Armand is not far. He's there. He's around. His looming presence is near you. It's like, no, it's just some type of and intensity, and like the world stops, everything just stops, and it's just all Armand. And it's like, he said, okay, weird, sounds weird. I don't know about that. I never had those type of feelings. Like, yeah, let's just kind of avoid that and move on. Maybe Armand is near. I can't wait for him to get here. It's going to be messy. I know that he's going to come in the sense of like a warning, Lestat, you're doing too much, I want to get Louis, Lestat, and Armand in a room again together. And the more we wait, we only have 30 minutes. Hurry up. But I was here for this conversation and just to know that Claudia is hunting that ass down because she should be. Ashley?
This is good, and we need this. This was also something I can deal with a little bit more, Louis, because my producers want to meet you, Louis. You've got something that they want, but no. Again, Louis comes in fine, dapper. I said, are you just trying to be fine and kill all the girls, Louis? What is happening? But sit down and let's talk about it. Yeah, the book it was cute, Daniel. But yeah, I feel like I came off as a liar and selfish, and I don't really, lean into that. I really don't feel like that's me. That's you all day, Louis. You're a liar and you're selfish. You're both of those things. And somebody was in the comments like, I don't think it's fair that you're coming down on Louis about being a liar and being selfish. He is a liar and he is selfish and he is an unreliable narrator, as all of our narrators have been. Armand's an unreliable narrative. I'm sure Lestat talking about anybody else is absolutely going to be an unreliable narrator as well. That's part of the fun of the story. But I like this back and forth, because you haven't been answering none of my pages. I've been reaching out to you, Louis, All right. But then as far as Claudia, yes, haunting Claudia, come back. I don't care if she's a hallucination. I don't care if she's a ghost. I don't care what form she takes. Just come back and ruin them. I really want them to be outside of their minds with grief and horror, all behind Claudia. I want her to wreak utter chaos and havoc because she didn't deserve the life that she got. And it's all your fault, Louis. At the end of the day, it's all of your fault. I thought what was really interesting in the conversation, though, was the part about Daniel, because how are you adapting to vamp life and your vamp manicure 3000? How are you feeling about all of those things? Yeah, I really like it, except sometimes the room goes dark, it gets still, and I can't hear anything. Does that happen to you, Louis? No, that never. That's Armand. Armand is a monster, Daniel, and he's playing with you even now. I can't be sure this is even fully the real Daniel, to be honest.
Oh gosh, Ashley, please don't.
Plays in people's minds. Like, because why are you torturing him? You already made him Armand. Why are you stopping time in his world and putting him in the darkness? I don't like that. Armand is still that little gremlin that we've known from before, even with his wet and wavy now. And he looks good this season, but he's still a gremlin.
The most part where I was like, Armand, is that you? When he was like, it's day to day. I'm loving it, but the vampire loneliness is already starting to set in. I was like, it's been like 2 or 3 years. Like, what are you talking? I said, Armand, is that you? Are you picking away at his brain? See?
I will say, we got to remember that this is Lestat's telling of what went down during the conversation he wasn't even present for. Let's say that, Your Honor. Let's have that on record. But I will say, this Louis does give a little bit of he ain't telling the whole truth. But again, it's another version. This is Lestat's version of Louis, and because even though Daniel did mention something about the blackouts, which is kind of weird, right? That's definitely Armand. But him saying, "Oh, all he can see is sometimes is Armand, and he can feel his presence," and Louis saying, "I ain't never had that." That's a bold-faced lie, Your Honor. That's a bold-faced lie. Because shout out to Watching Me LB. She had a reel where she was replaying a scene from season 1 where Louis was in the pulpit, right? And his confession was, he's got his roots in me. All I feel and see is this man Lestat who I lay with. So it was a thing for him too. But this version, again, we're seeing and hearing from Lestat's eyes and from his story of Louis, never had that happen, right? So that's why I said we gotta take it with a pinch of salt. This is Lestat throwing in some stuff that he wasn't even present for. So that's what I'll say. But I did love this scene. I love Daniel. I love Louis. I love them together. So yeah, great scene.
I will say, between the three, when in doubt, go with Lestat. Dom.
The Louis all the way. But one, when Louis was talking to Daniel about the book and his review of the book, I didn't take it as him being as him deflecting. I thought it was him trying to be slick and take accountability, but not full accountability. Like when he was like, I didn't like who I was in it, I didn't see that as a rejection of what was in the book. I felt that it was self-condemnation. He was like, I didn't like me in the book because I had to be faced with all of these things that I was. And that's how I took it. But that might be me putting a little bit too much dip on Louis Chip. But when I was watching it, that's how I was taking it. I was like, oh, look, Louis reflecting a little bit. but the Claudia thing, I don't like only unless she is a hallucination. If she's just going to be a pure hallucination that's brought up by the recent, like the resurgence of all of these emotions from going into the book and digging up all these feelings, if she's a hallucination based off of that, that makes sense to me. But if she is actually haunting, if she's a real ghost and she's actually haunting Louis, that's going to irritate me a little bit. It's probably be great, but it's going to irritate me because why not? Why are you going to wait a century and a half to do it now? What is this dramatic timing that happens to line up with season 3 of the show that requires you to wait this long when you apparently everybody else that was in the theater and died? Everybody else that you memorized their face is dead and gone. So if you stick it to your promise, you've already haunted that whole theater. And you just now getting around to Louis, that's just gonna irritate me. I know it's a TV show and we got to do stuff to line up, but that just logistically is gonna irritate me unless she's just a hallucination.
Yeah, Louis is liable for some hallucinations, though. Remember season 2, he was hallucinating Lestat the whole time.
Yeah, so if he hallucinating, I'm good with it. But if you're gonna tell me because this is the same Anne Rice world, so ghosts are real. So if you telling me like if she's just an apparition or a poltergeist. I'm not going to be like, all right.
How you feel about reincarnation?
I'll buy that too, because it ain't no timeline on that. So cool. But you can't tell me, because you made this big scene last season of her promising or her death promise that she was going to haunt every face in here. And so if the reincarnation got to be separate from that then. She can't be so committed to that she reincarnated because she ain't haunting none of them because they did.
I mean, John, but even if she hasn't been like physically present, has she not been tormenting and haunting them? Have they not been tormented since they did what they did?
Who? Who? Because before Daniel Malloy came up and started this interview with a vampire, Louis and Armand was living La Vida Loca in Dubai.
Well,
they didn't have a care. I'm just saying, they didn't
He was
give me
blocking
haunted.
the memories.
Yeah, they didn't give me tormented. I'm sorry, because Armand was in the theater too. He didn't give me tormented before.
Not
Daniel
even my boo playing his plank.
but that was Louis. He was being haunted by lost love. He might have been haunted by guilt, but but he ain't seeing Claudia in the corner while he playing the plank. You know what I'm saying? So it's just real convenient that it lines up with season 3. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And I don't care about nothing Armand got to say. And Louis and Lestat rekindling and reconnecting and doing the will they won't they makes sense for their character and their dynamic, and that's what we show up for. Armand, it ain't no redeeming qualities with Armand. Armand didn't save Claudia. He lied to you in the 70s. He been manipulating you your whole relationship. It ain't one thing I ain't got nothing to say to Armand, and I don't need Louis to say nothing to Armand. The only thing Louis need to say to Armand is which eye you want to keep. Like that's all I want. That's the only dialogue I need between them.
You think Louis took the eye?
I hope so. I just think he deserves the eye. I just think he deserves it.
Thank you for the super chat. I don't know if we want to progress as a couple. You got to work through things. If Louis won't get therapy, he needs to stop jumping on FaceTime there. Well, he thought it was something else. The book at that moment had dropped before he jumped on FaceTime. But I don't like how Louis be trying to act like he ain't pressed. You want your little piece, just like Lestat. Please.
Louis need therapy over Lestat?
They both need therapy. The both of them need therapy. See, both of them. Louis trying to act evolved like he doesn't. I've been through treatment. I'm fine. No, you're not. Let's see. Was anyone else excited to see Rashid looking like a sexy librarian? I need to know why the Talamasca published the book. I get every time we see.
They say why, don't they?
Every time we see the real Rashid, or we see Raglan James, it just makes me upset about whatever the Talamasca is. Like they didn't do what they need to do with that show. I didn't understand the purpose of having this version of the Talamasca here and then the show being something totally different. See the Superior, happy to have you back.
Hi.
Louis defended all the way, all her life. She go. I mean, she came.
I live to serve.
She know he diabolical now, just like the rest of us. We let C dream because Louis her favorite,
But the Talamaska show, I kind of liked it, y'all. I don't know if I'm in the minority. It was okay. It's better than Mayfair.
Cancel.
That's a low bar. It's a
Cancel.
low
First
bar.
of all, it was sad. I took Mayfair over Talamaska. I did.
Wow.
I did.
Both them shows fighting for third place. I ain't-
Dang.
But then we get over here. Unfortunately, I don't know why. I just did not have time today, but they need to up the images for the show. Like, it don't be nothing nowhere. So why
I found them, Tyra. I'll send you the link. I found them.
Oh, nice.
say why you ain't got the sexy real Rashid on the thing? Like, I saw Rashid when he was leaning in trying to whisper something down at the concert to Daniel. I was like, look at the sexy real Rashid. But I say, you pushing it, Daniel. I could really yoke you right here. He's like, don't be mad at me, but you know the Talamaska here. They asked for a word. Like, he said, I'm on consignment. I gotta go. What the hell, Daniel? Really? And I said, not trying to make Louis the super killer. Say, you know you'll drop a body, right? You know you good at killing folks, right? I say, we take down a couple of niggas in Paris, excuse me, and all of a sudden we dropping bodies. We just the super killer. It's like, we need you to clean house for us. It's a couple of little fang gangs and something adjacent to that. They're not living by the law or the protocols. They're doing a little too much with all their freedom and a little time. And we need you to go like low key obliterate that house, for checks and balances purpose, on behalf of the Talamaska, if you will. He said, I could give a damn. He said, Garcon, check. Daniel, I will slap you if you ever show up and do this to me again. I don't want no parts of it. And it's like, well, actually, not only do we know all your tea, where all your money coming from, I said, y'all have everything, all the information, but we also know about, remember Bruce? He's like, okay, well, now you're talking. You ain't saying that. You should have led with that. You should have led with that, because even as far removed as we are from Bruce, we're going to hate forever. We're going to hold a grudge forever. If we can hold on to love and what happened in that theater like it was yesterday, because the way he yelled, why you got DJ Sam over there working for you, huh? So he's working off his debts. Don't worry about that. If we can hold on to that like it was yesterday, we're definitely going to hold on to this pain for Claudia and what she went through with Bruce and how he kept her captive and everything. I'll go handle up on that house, not because I want to, just because I want to get to Bruce, and we know that he's going to go and do it. Ashley, how did you feel about this?
Listen, he said, I own the night. Come see about me. 4225 West Dubai Street. Come and there's no security. And I'll be right here waiting. And when it was like, yeah, you're good at, disembarkation. You're good at getting rid of the people. In Paris, Theater Des Vampires in Dubai, it was 31. Louis said, no, it was actually 32, because that other one came up the back steps and he tried to play on my top and I had to get with him too. But yeah, for you, absolutely not. It was Raglan's haughtiness in that moment. And I want to really explore him more, because I know I've heard rumblings about the body thief and all of that. And we know we saw him in that premiere episode, and it's got me asking questions, but he was so cocky. He had this air of confidence when talking to Louis, so much so it was like, I'm not scared of you. But also Louis, like, yeah, no, this isn't going to happen. I don't work for you. I'm Mr. Pitt. I work for myself, fully funded. All right. A free Black man in America. But then Bruce comes up and we know we have this history. I want to see all of the mayhem. Let's have a melee in the streets. I love this. I love Pimp Louis. Y'all hate him? I love Pimp Louis. I love it. I love him. When he got his little, and he's about to, Paul, listen, I will gut you like a cochon, bruh. I will never forget it. I absolutely live for that Louis. I loved Theater Des Vampires Louis, where he kicks Santiago's head down that street like a soccer ball. I want more of that. Take it to the streets. There will be blood. I cannot wait. Get a little dirt on your face, Louis, ruffle up the curls a little bit, have them leaning a little bit sideways, almost like a Gumby. I can't wait for this. I can't wait. I want it yesterday. Bring it to me now.
I mean, a little piece of me was like, why now? I just feel like between, all his access, you could have been hunted this piece of nothing down if you wanted to. But it's like I'm confronted with it. And now that you're mentioning it, I could go hit him off. You could have been went and handled up on Bruce. You've been living your best life, spending your funds. Dumb. He did.
Bruce, he been in Detroit this whole time. He been right there. And you been in New Orleans. He been 75 North for a couple hours. All right, cool. And I ain't got time for Louis. And why does the Talamasca in Mayfair and in this show, the Talamasca is much cooler than like they much more interesting than their own show. Like I don't understand. But this was cool. Yeah, Louis tapped down 32 people on his own, 32 vampires by himself. Me, one band, one sound, one pillow. You want to go night night? We about to go night night. And so that's Louis, Louis the Vampire Slayer. So I'm good with it. And that's what irritated me is the Talamasca blackmailing or convincing a very old and powerful vampire to go hunt and put out a hit on somebody is a good plot for a show. I don't know if I want to be this show because I want Lestat and I want Lestat. All right, because we got to deal with Bruce and we got to go get. I need to find out what's going on with Magnus and Akasha got to show up and we got to deal with this mama and somebody getting haunted by Claudia. We got this is a lot. And I feel like. And now that we didn't hop, skipped, and fast forwarded through Lestat's foundation, I just feel like we just gonna quickly run through all this other stuff, and I'm not gonna feel fulfilled in none of it. That's what I'm worried about. Is that they're gonna do all of these things just to say they did them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then I'm gonna complain about it, and then somebody who like C is gonna be like, "Well, you need to read the book," and I'm like, so we'll see.
I don't know. I'm hoping that we thread all of these things in some way and they have some type of connective tissue and it's not just some, Killer Louis off, even though I want to see it just off to the side mission. And it's just like, yeah, I went and did that. Okay. We're wasting time. Okay. Whatever. See?
One thing about Louis, right? He going to get his get back, right? And he's more powerful than people give him credit for because keep in mind, Lestat couldn't even take out the Fang Gang when he was on LSD. Granted, he was on LSD, but he couldn't take out the Fang Gang. There was only maybe 15 of them mofos in the hallway. Louis done lost his mind, was drained to hell, and he still took out 32 vampires. Let the record reflect, okay?
Meow.
I will say they knew exactly who to take it to because I mentioned Louis is vengeful, and he gonna hold that grudge for centuries, and they bring it back. He may have forgot for a little while and tried to be healed. He's trying to be healed, Louis. Mm-hmm. But if you bring up some old stuff that he realized he didn't get his get back on, he's going to get it. And I love that they know that about him. And he has been wanting to get Bruce for a while. So I can't wait to see it. It's long overdue, and it will be beautiful to see on my television.
He couldn't find Bruce on his own. See, I'm just saying he
was trying to be healed. Okay, he was trying to be
boiling that hair, moisturizing his scalp, and spending his millions. He wasn't looking for Bruce. Whatever. Louis
can they read each other's mind?
That's what I'm saying. Like, as powerful as Louis is, like between him and Lestat, y'all could have been found Bruce. Like y'all messed him around.
And both of them rich. Louis 75 years ago could have been like, I put $2 million on Bruce's head. Somebody find me Bruce and put it on Vampire Radio, and then Bruce would have showed up the next morning.
He's trying to be a new man, okay, a changed man. Forgive and forget, but not anymore.
I've seen the most growth in Lestat if we want to be real about the situation. Like he's grown a lot. I'm just very proud, personally. But Heffa, please get away from me. I did not want to be here. I did not want to be here. By the time we catch up with the family and it's the city and their mama, everybody is there in that one room still because we're not leaving the dining area. It's like we need you to do something about it. The wolves are on the hunt. Our crops, our people. It's up on everybody. We need y'all to get active. Them sons not doing nothing. Daddy not doing nothing. Could care less. To the point that she's yelling down, "Be mad, be mad." So okay, girl. Lestat takes this as his solo mission just because Mama said so. My mama said it, so it's gold. If anybody's going to be a man and stick up and get out there about the wolves in the family, it's going to be me. It's not for the family. It's just because Gabriella said so, and I'm going to do what she needs because I'm that man. I'm that man. We get out there, like Dom said, with his 2 guns that won't reload, a horse, a dog, and a dream, and we handle up. Not 6 wolves, not 7, but 8. And we see, you know, how he got the scar on his chest. And we take this time that I felt was damn near a call to action. I said, was he supposed to go find some magic elixir to heal you, Heifer? Because that's what he gave. It's like, oh, you know, I did it, Mom. It's like, oh, this is something I can use, son. Your public awaits. You took them down, something that your brothers and your father could never do. Oh, this is just so amazing. Oh, I just loved it. Like, I've never been more attracted to you type. And just like, girl, please, get her away, get her away. Get her away. And Lestat is just immersed in all things her. Like, are you proud of me, Mom? Did I do a good thing? Like, can I have you type of energy? Like, can you? And it's like, yeah, you're one step closer to fulfilling what I need you to fulfill to be embraced. I was like, oh, I didn't like her rubbing whatever that elixir was on him. I didn't like her and her fantasies on the mountaintop, and you know, no man, no, not just any man, like pure ultimate freedom. So girl, please, like entering the sanctum type of energy. I was like, but you know, maybe one day, not today, because I'm going to die soon. Like, and then she just walks off. Like, go out there. It gave me, he's just yelling, like, not my mother, mom. It gave, like, I'm going to die soon. I'm getting ill. Go out there and figure out a way to fix it. That's what I heard. The way she dropped that on him, like, you know, it could be. And of course, it's this, you know, this failing health. There was no cure or whatever her little illness was, but it just gave, like, do something about it because I'm going to die soon. Not to think that we were going to go out and turn into a vampire and come back and give her a little bit of it. But I hated every ounce of this because he's just so in love. I'm like, oh my God, this is your mother. What I hate is he doesn't see her as a predator now. When he speaks on her present tense, he's like, oh, that poor Gabriella before she was turned, just lost and turned out and just suppressed and oppressed and depressed all in one. And she was so intelligent, so bright, and they just diminished her. I was so glad that I could pick her up out of the abyss by turning her into a vampire and being just, she's that shell of a former self. Like, no, this has been the same mother this whole time, sir. It's the same thing. And even after all these years, you still don't recognize it. And you're continuing to embrace her like she helped you. It's gross. And I want more from him. I'm hoping that before this ends, he comes out of this and realizes who and what she really is. But their connection and the idea of you knew me when might be something that can't surpass this. Ashley?
Girl, that fake balm in Gilead she had rubbing on his little ding dong. I hated it. Like, and everybody last week, oh no, it's not what you think. The books, we don't do that in the books. So there's no way that they're gonna go over there. And everything they did, you know, it was implied. And when we get over there, it's actually just post-turn. Nothing was untoward before. Well, this wolf attack was clearly before that, and she was a freak of nature all about it. And he was enamored. I mean, I want us to remember what happened to Oedipus Rex. You know, it ends in tragedy, right? Like, you know, this can never go well for a person. And I think that just is the foreshadowing we have for what will inevitably happen with Lestat over here. But I mean, you know, this call by your mother to greatness, no one else is going to do that. I can be the man for you, mama. I'm going to go out here. Now, I will say, Lestat in the deep, dark woods, I enjoy that. It definitely gave A River Runs Through It. It gave me all of the
Please.
of, you know, roaming, hunting in the French countryside. Listen, Lestat, big. It gave Brad-esque, if I can say it gave Tristan light, okay? So I'm going over there. It was very nice to look at. But as far as when we get to the actual wolf attack, what movie am I in? And then
2 seconds.
And he's, I said, where did y'all get this dire wolf from? It was, and then when we get back and he's just broken and battered, chest open, breathing. I said, how does he make it out of here? that little salve or balm or whatever she had didn't heal him. That little Jack didn't heal him. How did you get free?
You know what I thought? Did anybody else think? I was like, is this where Magnus shows up? And
does he get turned? Because he looked on his way out at this moment. The nursemaid had to turn her eyes because I can't believe what I'm watching. They did that slow motion where she lowers herself over. I'm like, okay. And he's just like, oh, mama, oh, mama, oh, mama. And then he's like, yeah, I'm going on to be with the Lord. Oh, no, mama. Oh, I got to figure out. It was very Sidney Poitier. Mama.
Don't. He's your Sydney.
Yeah. No, I hated it. I really hoped you skipped over this, Tyra. I was really hoping we were here, so we had to talk about it. And I get it, be a man. I want to be somebody, mama. I want to be I want to be the man. I want to be him.
Be your man.
Exactly.
it just felt like maybe if I go out there and defend the family, make something of myself, be noticed, that I too can be with my mother. Like I can be man enough for her. Ew. See?
Yeah, it was disgusting. I don't know what else to say about it besides that this wasn't the first time. We can tell by the maid's reaction and his just like he was just in awe of her and wasn't even like phased at her inappropriate touching. So this was a repeated thing. It's probably been going on since he was younger than this. And it's just, it's nasty. And it wasn't this way in the book. It wasn't so in your face, right? Really? It was more implied, which is the route that I feel like it should have been taken here. But this season so far has just been a lot of spectacle and taboo-ness, and not as much storytelling. It's like the shock factor. Like how much shock factor can we put in these episodes? The drugs, the weird animations, the this with his mother. It seems like it's a lot of that. And I wish that they would reel it a little in so they can get back to the storytelling. But yeah, it's she's a predator, has been for a while. And him being out on the hunt with the wolves, I wish it was a little longer. I think we are going to get more of it from clips that I feel like are around. But the way he just led that dog to slaughter in the high grass was wild to me. Like, this was your plan? Yeah, go get him in the grass where you can't see nothing. And these wolves are already killing cows 10 times the size of your dog. But yeah, I've had enough. I've had enough of Gabrielle. I've had enough of these flashbacks. I had enough of this version of Lestat that isn't giving what I wanted to give. That's
unfortunately. See, I think they're going to give us more. The way he said that. How long are you going to stay this time? Are you going to stay? Are you going to? I've seen you twice in what 2 centuries or whatever. Are you going to stay? Like, there's more. There's more. Dumb.
I want the companionship without the comma. Yeah. All right, Lestat.
Sure.
The little baby Lestat was sitting there looking at his mom like, choose me, pick me, love me. I was like, this is disgusting. And I hope that we revisit this and the wolf scene, not the bedroom scene. But I hope we revisit the wolf scene and then we see like Magnus showed up and killed the wolf. Like he didn't kill the wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like something happened. And because you brought that one dog and 2 bullets for a pack of wolves. You can use dogs to draw out wolves so you can shoot them, but 1 dog per 8 wolves is not the ratio for that. That's not crazy. And then you got 2 bullets. Like you can't, you know how long it take to reload a musket? Yo, you got 2 bullets and you lucky to get both them shots off. Yeah, you gotta work at that. I'm a patriot of Mel Gibson. I know how long it takes.
He didn't even try to climb the tree or nothing, like get him from the aerial view or nothing. He was down
high ground. He didn't want to set no traps. He didn't want to do that.
He said the dog want to do it.
Yeah, he said it's me by myself, and I'm gonna get it because Mama said so. Because Mama said be a man, so I'm gonna be a man. My baby mama said be a man, so I'm gonna be a man. This was horrifying, and then we didn't see anything. I'm so tired. And see, you said something about the season, how it's mostly spectacle, and it's like it's mostly like told spectacle. Like it's all this stuff that you telling me is happening, but I ain't seeing it. So either be spectacle and show me the spectacle, or tell a story. And I want you to pick a lane. And it's like I just like we got to get out this dining room. That the whole episode happened in this dining room. The whole town is in this dining room while I'm killing this chicken. This chicken don't stand a chance.
The
in your
gross
face.
way that they were eating really pissed me off. I said, are they cannibals?
This is ridiculous. And I had to tell myself that they were doing it on purpose because these people are starving, they poor, and so I'm just going to obnoxiously eat this chicken to just show my poverty. I mean my wealth in the face of your poverty. That's how I had to tell myself because I had to turn the volume down because the smacking.
He gave me stupid on the nose. They're greedy and gluttonous. Look how they're eating. Oh, they're Neanderthals type. And just like, get this.
Yeah, like, all right. And I was like, and I'm like, it felt like it was trying to be Game of Thrones, like Walder Frey. And I was like, but you gave me the production value of Hercules and Xena, and I'm not here for it. I'm sorry. And so hopefully I just want them to pick a lane. It seems like they bit off more they could chew with this season. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I don't know why they were trying to give the rich at this table like y'all po. y'all family are on decline many a day. Like, what are we talking about here? No, we don't have to stay here. I just really didn't know what to read as far as how she felt about Louis or just their relationship. Because she looked up there like, because for a moment it was like, oh, okay, look at my son, my companion singing down. Is it to moi? No, it's to him. Who the hell is that? Who the hell is it? What did you tell him about me? What is he? It almost gave like jealous lover, kind of, sort of, but also a mother calling you out on how much emotion that you're giving and power that you're giving this green-eyed bandit. So I see why you fell down. I see why you hurt, son. I see why you're a shell of what I know you to be. I see why you gave him a daughter. So he cute or whatever. I was like, is this jealousy? Should we be worried of you as far as Louis is? It's like, girl, what does that mean? Actually, what did that mean? What she had to say about Louis?
Well, you know what that means. Someone else is holding this place in my son's life that is only reserved for me. I'm the only one who's supposed to be able to make him feel X, Y, or Z. This is definitely about control and position and all of that. And will I call it jealousy? I don't know, because I think she thinks that Louis will be short work. Like, I don't think if she gets the full weight or gravity fully of it yet. But the little snide remark there and Lestat, like, okay, it was cute for a second. Like, this is the first time we've seen him kind of push back a little bit against her. So I'll be very interested to see what stunt she's gonna pull, because she's pulling stunts. Yeah. Like, let there be no doubt about it. She does not like, I don't think anyone holding this position in Lestat's life where it could compete with who she thinks she is to him, right? Or, I'm the one who comes running when you're at your very lowest. I'm the one who swoops in and does X, Y, or Z. And I think just the idea that there's someone that you're out here yearning for or longing for or feel so hurt by, and it's not me, I think that's problematic for her. I knew that instantly. I said, oh, okay, this is where we're going with the story. We're going to see a battle of some sorts, some sort of internal war. I don't think it'll get physical between she and a Louis in terms of a fight, but there's definitely going to be some mental warfare here, all about vying for this spot in Lestat's life to me.
I was thinking there has to be a moment of like a choice, like, so you gonna go over there or what's really going on? Because both of us can't exist in your world at the same time, and it's gonna be like, my Louis, like my Louis, my mon cher, like, oh, I know you did, I did, ho, please go away from me now. See.
To me, it was given a little jealousy, but it was also giving, I'm a little turned on by Louis too. That's what it was giving. I see why you gave him a daughter. Like, she was kind of feeling the vibe from the green-eyed, the band or whatever the heck she called him. And because she's a loose woman, she likes to get it any and everywhere, as she explained in the flashback. So that's what was given a little bit of that. It was given a little bit of jealousy. I would love to see Louis and her meet. because it's the looks are going to be like daggers. I feel like it's going to be looks to kill. Um, but again, I would love to see it. But again, I'm hoping that we don't see too much of her anymore. But but she's definitely giving a little bit of I'm here for the sexiness of Louis, but I'm here for also for gag the sexiness of my son. That's what it was giving to me.
And she said beautiful green eyes. She said aloof. I said, excuse me? For what? I'm here for it because all he about to do, he say, Lestat really your mama? That's your mama, bro. I don't give a damn what. And the fact that we have Lestat in this episode, I can't explain it away. It's different for vampires. Y'all were this before either of you returned, sir.
Mhm.
Dumb.
Can you imagine the pettiness of like the new girlfriend with the ex-girlfriend, and then also the separate pettiness that is with the girlfriend and the mother of the boyfriend, and then you just combine that into one person? Like as disturbing as that is, that could be a great conversation between Louis and Gabriella. The pettiness would fly, and it would be hilarious. The song is my favorite part of this scene because when he's playing on that piano, he's doing his thing. I was like, okay, I'm here for this. This was a great song. I don't. It's the same thing though. Of what's the arc of this? Like, where are we going? Like, I'm trying to figure out what climax we're building to. No pun intended. But I just don't know. Like it's mad, like because Bruce can't be it. That's not it. Is Magnus is dead, right? So are we not expecting a Magnus appearance? I know Akasha shows up, but to what end? Like what? Like Akasha just shows up to wreck shop in the last two episodes, and then what? Like I don't understand, and I haven't read the books. I'm sorry. And I saw Queen of the Damned 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't have any foresight as to where this is going. So I'm just along for the ride, and I can't see the end. It's just like it seems like so many separate storylines that are disconnected, and we don't have that much time to interconnect them. But these individual scenes are great. Like the individual scenes I'm watching are great. I just don't know how they all come together.
I don't know, dumb. I know they can't make fetch happen with some voiceover from Lestat. They better get it together. Because they be trying to do that.
They be leaning on that.
Now, lastly, here we have him going to save his mama. He goes to save her, and it's, just like old times. I didn't really care to spend any time with them in the script club, them getting their hunt on for old time's sake, us popping balls out of badge. I didn't particularly need that. And it's like, okay, well, we're being watched, the Talamasca. He does mention what is old girl name that he bit last episode? Jinx. He does mention Jinx and that whole thing. So I'm expecting her. I know y'all said that she is more so present in the books, and maybe there's a connection there with her and Bruce or something. So I'll be looking forward to that. But we do, in a montage, Skippy kind of way. I'm like, are we going to revert back to this once we go through our situation with Magnus and him being turned, and for him to even get his little freedom to even come over here to bite her in the first place? But it was so like, I was like, oh, that's it. It went by really, really fast. I guess she was here on her last little dying breath, and he just walks into a room and bites her. And then, of course, we go in instantly. Oh, we can do what we always wanted to do. We can go rip our family to shreds. I say, oh, okay. We go do that and stage it in the worst way and just leave, and we're underground, and it's just me and my mom, and I'm sure that this is something that went on for quite some time. I would be more interested just to see their dynamic with how attached he is. How was he when she left? I want to get there. Everything else in between there, I can really care less. But I'm always here for some carnage, some blood and gore. They really hated y'all. Ashley.
Yeah, but again, and I think Dom had said it earlier, it almost felt like this, it just was so rushed and so fast. And I wanted to sit in this a little bit. A lot of the book readers had been talking about a moment, and I recognize a look on Lestat's face after all of the mayhem had commenced, especially when his nieces and nephews were getting out. And it was almost like this look of like, Like, what did I do? And the people online were talking about how the book, there is this war that Lestat has with his humanity and being a vampire after he's first turned. And I think it does a disservice to us to not get to sit with that any, especially at something so harrowing. Like, you went in and unalived your entire family and left your nieces and nephews to walk in on the carnage, like afterwards. And you heard the screams, like you were in coffin with your mom hearing the screams, and it was just kind of like an afterthought. Like you said, it was a montage. Like, I was like, oh, it would have been nice to sit in this just a little bit. When he came in with them blue blocker 3000s that we had back in the quarter, I said, what are we?
I don't know.
Did y'all recycle these glasses, Lestat? But no, I really felt like this could have been so much more than what we got. It was very mid for me, and I wanted this to be special. I would like to see this part of Lestat and seeing how he fully converted to vampirism, because I know it wasn't an easy journey for him. And I would have loved that. This was really intense. You're killing your entire family. You're slaughtering them. And then just, yeah, all right. Back to the next scene. Like, I wanted to sit.
It would have been nice. Actually, we're not getting that. We're not getting that. And it would have been nice. I every time we have any like flashbacks, I compare his upbringing to the moment that we met Louis and when he turned him, and how it's like, well, do you really have any understanding of what I'm giving up and what I've lost and why I am in down dumps, depression, and even why I wanted you to make Claudia, like that longing outside of just the physical companionship, at least, you still had your mother. Like, I was giving up so much. Like, did you reflect on it? We're not going to get any of that in these moments, especially with them being so rushed. Dumb.
No, that was a parallel I was looking forward to. Like, Louis being turned was such a different experience, and to see like Lestat be like, I'm not giving up nothing. Like, this is a great time for me. This should be a great time for everybody. And while Lestat views it like a lot of vampires call it a great gift, and while for Louis it was a great sacrifice, that dynamic would have been very cool to see if they chose to tell a story. But and then I don't understand how you're going to center this season around Lestat's relationship with his mother and not and treat this scene like any other turning scene. Like, we got more time spent with the decision to turn Claudia than we got him deciding to turn his mother. And like, you're telling me this, like, this is a weird relationship. Like, you're telling me, I know it's a weird relationship, but the show is telling me that this is not normal for vampires. This is not some vampire stuff. Even by vampire standards, Lestat is weird for turning his mother and then sleeping with her. That is a weird relationship by all supernatural standards. But you're not treating it weird. You're not treating it like it's special. You're not showing me why this was such a pivotal moment for Lestat, that he's still confined by it 2.5 centuries later. You gave it to me in a rock and roll montage that would have fit in any other. This could have been in the Blade movie. Like, this was just vampires being vampires, and the vampire get turned, and then we go hunting, and then we have a really good time. I've seen more character development in Twilight. I don't understand. Because I don't normally watch trailers, but I watched the trailers for this show because I didn't know if I was going to watch it. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to watch this pasty white man. I don't know. And then this dynamic where you had to see the Louis being like, you sleeping with your mother? Like, that was like, what's up with that? And let me get into the psyche of Lestat. And then it's like, well, we're just going to allude to them having a lot of sex. And that's it. So I was just, the balls,
got the balls there. They were significant. They say, yo, see these balls? She got the ball.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is like the last season of The Boys, where it's like we've thrown satire out the window and we're just going to be as crass as possible because we can get away with it. And I just don't.
See, she popped that ball out of her vagina. It went. He said, "Thank you."
Yes, that was gross. I'm like, what is it? Is this a superpower, a vampire superpower? I've never seen this before.
No, that's a regular lady power. We don't.
Oh my god!
It was projectile.
Yeah. You know what? This is the second case of powerful uteruses and vaginas we've seen in the show. Because remember that other girl was peeing at the urinal. You had the urinal. Urinal, excuse
She
me.
told me she had a strong pelvic floor. Russ.
Yes, strong pelvic floor.
Yeah, strong.
This whole season. What's going to be next episode? But this scene was very disappointing to me because not only did I bring up the hair issue that kind of bugged me as I was watching it, right? It was them changing Lestat's character completely. This wasn't Lestat when he was just changed. He didn't do this. And he was more conflicted about his vampirism. He was more conflicted about his family. I believe, if I remember, keep in mind, I haven't read it since middle school, but I believe his family died of like consumption or something. And he was still very much conflicted about them and still funding their kind of lifestyle for a while. And to see that they just kind of threw out that character, that aspect of his character from the very beginning, it was a disappointment for me because I feel like that is what that would have been interesting to see. I like to the truth of his character is that he wasn't always this way, the way he is that we see him currently. But the way they're framing it in the show is like he was just always that. He was always ruthless and insane, and it's like I know it's then where do we go from here if we're not showing anything different? Then it doesn't make current Lestat as interesting, in my opinion. But yeah, well, we'll see where it goes.
I don't know. Where's my honey dips humanity? Why y'all trying to snatch that away? What? Why? Because I know it's there. I wouldn't love him as much if it wasn't. I don't understand why we're trying to go here and why we needed to have her physically holding balls in her hand. I said we got it. Dom, I'm going to come to you first. What predictions do you have for the next episode?
I'm gonna be tired again. I mean, we probably gonna go back to Detroit and with Louis hunting down Bruce, and I'm anticipating because we got this flashback scene, and for them it was a lot of it was an intensive flashback scene. So I'm assuming we're going to spend more time in the modern day in next episode, and then maybe just split our time between Lestat and Louis. I don't anticipate. I mean, we're gonna get more songs, and then I don't know where the show. Predicting this show is funny. I don't know where the show's going. I have no clue. I know it's gonna be some more drugs. I know Lestat is gonna be crazy, and maybe somebody shows up. We're probably gonna get a new character like Armand. Somebody else is gonna show up to throw in the mix to keep us entertained. But that's all I got.
I don't like it, Dom. It's like they're side characters now. Like, we got to make sure we throw in Armand and Louis so you know that this is Interview the Y'all see Daniel, right? Yeah, wait, is it really though? Because it was some really good writing over there, so I'm not sure. See?
More flashbacks, more Daniel. Because I love me some Daniel. We're going to get more Talamasca. Look at my baby Louis, just bringing beauty to our screens and our eyes. I can't wait to get more Louis. I'm excited to see how they kind of are going to flesh out everything, given that we have so few episodes left. But yeah, I can definitely see more of the Talamasca showing up. And eventually, of course, we're going to get a little bit of that payback for Bruce. And I'll be here for it. That's actually what I'm looking for the most in seeing this season, is seeing Bruce get his just desserts. So that would be nice.
See, I wish I cared about Bruce. Like, we're so far removed from Bruce as far as like what should be vital right now. It's like, remember that time you kidnapped my girl, like, and tortured her and raped her and did all this? I'm here for payback a gazillion years later. Like, I'm sure cinematically it'll do something, but like as far as just the story and where we're going, like, is it really gonna matter? Are you taking Lestat with you? Like, I don't know. No, it's just gonna be you, Ashley.
Girl, I don't know. I don't know what people are gonna do. I hope there's blood in the streets. I hope there's carnage. I hope I get to see Louis a lot next episode, and maybe we get Nikki Stat finally. I'm really trying to see what that love story was about. Nikki held such a big place in Lestat's heart. I wanna I want to explore that more. I want to see that. Like, as long as I ain't got to see Gabriella twerking on a handstand next episode, I'll be fine. But I really don't know where they're going with this. I don't know.
I have no clue, and I don't like that. I don't like that. We should know, and we should be passionate about it because there's so much direction here. There's like a lack of it, so it's like we could literally be anywhere doing anything with anyone next episode, which is interesting, but not at the same time. But y'all, that was not Interview with the Vampire. It was the Vampire Lestat. It was the Vampire Lestat. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that. Dom, I'm going to come to you first to let the people know where they need to come watch your videos at. Go ahead, Dom.
Come on over to Cinematic Pain and all the socials. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm talking about Cape Fear. Got the most recent Cape Fear episode uploaded. Sugar season 2 on Apple TV is dropping this week, so we're gonna be talking about that. I got my Disclosure Day review up, so come on, talk about Disclosure Day. And since it's hitting 30 years this year, I'm gonna talk about Independence Day, the second favorite movie of all time. So we're gonna talk about that this week too. Come on down. It's an alien. It's the otherworldly good time.
Come on down. See.
All right. So over on my channel, we are doing a theme for our book review. So it's going to be the book that inspired the movie. We just recently discussed Practical Magic, which was a book before was a movie, which was news to me, y'all. If you don't know, Practical Magic was a book first. We are currently reading Misery, and we're going to be discussing that coming up, as well as the film. And as far as like TV shows, I'm kind of in a rut, guys. Recently I was on the Gardens of Thought, and we discussed Caprica, which is a older show that appeared in like the early 2000s. I've been binge watching Battlestar Galactica. I'm on season 4. So I don't know if there's an interest there, but I have seen all of the 4 seasons, and I could talk about it. But that's what we're talking about over on my channel, See the Superior.
The way Dom is all gushy, but
Oh,
my show.
Yeah.
Ashley, what about you?
Please just support the uploads that are coming out. I will be dropping my Maternal Instinct, the Netflix documentary review. And I did a 90210, the season 1 review. So go check that out. I'm doing something different. So come over and please check that out. But first, thank you guys for coming through and supporting the live tonight. We really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week for more Lestat.
Most definitely will be. We will be sure to pull up tomorrow to talk about the latest episodes of From. I know that we are discussing Raising Kanan. I'll drop an upload when I drop one. Like, I'm just not passionate right now. The shows aren't cooking and aren't selling like I needed them to, and I'll get there, when I get back over there. But when I do, be sure to support it because I need that. But thank you guys so much for watching and supporting. We'll definitely see you next time with more content and more lives talking about the things that you love to hear. I'm gonna leave y'all with this Lestat, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, y'all.
Bye.